Today I'm going to show you how to set up automatic CSS based on a Figma design. We're going to upload custom fonts. We're going to configure like the spacing and stuff like that. And then as well as like configure the utility classes that we'll need and things like that. I don't really use utility classes in my automatic CSS setup, but here's the design that we're going to use. I'm in dev mode on automatic CSS. It just kind of tells me things a little better. This is going to be like part one of a video series I'm going to do where we build out this page in Etch. Yeah, so let's get started with setting up automatic CSS. I'm going to do first is go to my colors. Now this is using frames for Figma. It is an older version. It doesn't use automatic CSS Figma plugin. So in the new plugin, you can just export all of these settings and then import them in automatic CSS. So this video is going to be more useful for like if you got a design from a designer who doesn't use frames for Figma, or if you don't use frames for Figma, that's what this will be used for. So yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do is go in here and take this background color. And so this is like a completely fresh website. I don't really have much. This is kind of my current stack for Etch. The only reason why I have WP File Manager is because that's how I'm going to upload the fonts. I don't really feel like doing an SFTP just to upload a font. So let's go ahead and do that first. So here I'm in the uploads folder. I'm just going to add a folder, call it fonts, and then we'll go into that folder. And I've already downloaded all of the images and things like that. I'm just going to upload this here to the fonts folder. And then basically for this website, I haven't really done anything. It is a brand new website. We're going to kind of build the website in the video series. So there's really no pages. Fluent Forms is just coming with like the standard contact page. And then for Metabox, I have set up a services custom post type and put in some custom post. So that's really all I've done. So now that we've uploaded our font here, let's go ahead and launch Etch. And this will just load up a sample page. So you're going to delete this. This was from that last video that we did covering creating a settings page in Metabox. So here we go. So automatic CSS dashboard. First thing I'm going to do is, since we just uploaded that font while it's fresh on mine, I'm just going to kind of enqueue that font, so to speak. So font family, we're going to call it outfit. And then where did we put it? We put it in WP content / uploads / fonts / and then the file name, it is case sensitive, so make sure you are paying attention to that. WAF. As far as font style goes, I don't normally set this up here. Put that as auto. I'm not going to set up a fake one for this. All right, so let's add an element section paragraph. Let's do it. Okay, so when I'm setting up fonts for the first time in automatic CSS for a new build, what I'm going to do first is the opposite of what, from like my fallback, I'm going to do the opposite of what the font is. So you can see here, it's a serif that I'm going to put in, and then I'm going to go in, I'm going to type outfit, and then comma serif. And this, basically the reason why I do that is because this shows me that it is pulling the correct font. And then once I see that it's pulling the correct font, I am going to put my fallback in correctly. Same thing for text. So this website uses enter. So I'm going to do a serif. Great. Try and load in enter, and it worked. So now I'll change that to sans serif. Again, I normally don't really set all of this stuff up until I get into actually doing the design and figuring out this doesn't really look right or anything like that. I will set up like some baseline things in automatic CSS for a fresh build. And honestly, most of the time we're using a blueprint, so I don't even need to set that up. But let's hop back over to the Figma file and check out kind of what we have going on here. So for typography, we uploaded those fonts. Yeah, it looks like this isn't even really set up. So this is going to be a good example for, the designer didn't really give us fully spec'd out website. So we're just going to have to kind of play it by ear. So let's see. So medium is 120 for section spacing. Let's hope that he did that correctly. Back over to ACSS section spacing. Desktop gutter is 80. That's for top and bottom padding. So let's go. I think I'm just going to play this by ear again. And so here's where I'm looking now. So now I'm looking at standard spacing in here, and M is 30. I don't see what the grow ratio is. It doesn't tell you that. But M is 30. So back over here, we have spacing, and that looks correct as the base value, and then 24. So these are just defaults. Pretty sure he didn't change any of this. But I didn't design this, so I don't really know. I'm literally coming in blind, just like I said. A designer gave us this design and kind of said, here it is, good luck. Let me just check over. Yeah, I think we'll be okay with that. Width. Let's see what we did for widths. So we're good with widths. And then border radius. There is a global border radius, but again, if we go look at our actual design, so here I'm in border radius, but if we look at our actual design page that we're actually going to build, there's no radius anywhere. It's all hard edges. So what I'm going to do under borders, so I'm just going to set up my border radius to be 0. And that way, whenever I put in images or do a button or anything like that, it's going to pull in that border radius as 0. Should be able to. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn off add radius automatically, and then I'll go back to that 6px. I don't think we're ever going to use a border on this website, but just in case, we will have that kind of configured, as well as like the scalability of stuff. Dividers I don't care about. So again, a lot of this stuff I'm just kind of fly through because I really don't care about a lot of it. We don't have a sticky or overlay header, so we don't really care about these settings. So this is where you would set that up. Content grid, sure. I don't really use content grid too much right now, and we're not doing box layout. So now I am going to enable the card framework. And let's see here. On this particular design that I have, I don't really have any cards that I can see. It maybe would be this testimonial card. And the main spacing is space S. So let's see what we have here for spacing. 30. Okay, so that looks okay. So spacing, standard spacing is 30. Yeah. So he just did space S instead of setting that space. So that's okay. Good there. What is this? Section gutter is 60. I think that's right. Okay, so we set up our cards. Avatars. I have an avatar. I do. So here, I've got an avatar of 65 pixels. This probably will be set up as a card, so let's go ahead and change this to be 65. Icons. Don't see any cards with icons. And again, I mean, maybe this one, but I don't think I'll set this up as a card. If anything, whenever we get down to it, I will turn it off for this card. Let me make sure primary card styling, automatically style cards. Yeah, I can show you what that looks like. Use the card framework to decide. You know, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Actually, okay. So now let's go into options. Class manager. What I do is I turn on pro mode. And actually, I think these days, really what I'm gonna do is, oh no, I can't. Just okay. So I don't really need these because that's a recipe now. Classes that make 2-column grids. I don't need this. Aspect ratio. Don't use that. Auto grid, no. Background color, yes. Text classes, no. Borders, no. No, no. Columns and masonry. No, no. I don't think I use those, but we'll just leave it on. No. Really don't need, I really don't use classes at all. I really try not to. I try to use variables. A lot of this stuff is on, and I think a lot of the stuff is actually going away as well as part of the cleanup. So, no, no. What I do need, actually, what I'm looking for is the, not background color. Is it background color? It is the, we'll figure this out if I can't find it right off the bat, because I can't remember. I think it's standard overlays. I need this to do like background overlays. And then variable manager, yes, we turn all those on. We turn all those on. I don't think I use Gutenberg color palette. Maybe I do. I don't know. I'm gonna add ACSS. Yeah, we'll do. You want to replace all the default color? Yes. Layer controls. Yeah, so I think this is all good. Now let's set up our palette. So back to Figma. Again, I am in dev mode in Figma, and it just helps me. So like, for example, like if I click this, it's going to tell me exactly what that color is. So let's go here. I'm just going to quickly pop this in. Yes, please allow that. Great. And then the secondary, I'm not gonna flip back over. I'm just gonna grab the colors here. Don't need an alternate color. That's good. What else did he do? I don't think he set up any colors, and so for now, I'm just gonna leave it this way. I mean, this is really so like the design that we're building here is really for. It's just a template to kind of be used for many different websites in general. Let's go ahead and turn on. We'll leave that for a later video. Yeah, so I think this is good, at least based on this design. Let me just run through this design one more time and let's see if we need any more colors. So this is like base, main color, secondary. Yeah, so secondary, that's our primary. Yeah, so let's go ahead and we'll set up the buttons really fast. And so here's my button. Looks like we have a 20 padding. 20 padding with button minimum width. Okay, and then just straight borders. So back over here, we'll set up this block padding, minimum width, blah blah. Where's my radius? I need my radius to be 0px. Have a border. I also don't know that he did a hover style. That's okay. Yeah, so let's just put a button on the page and see how it looks. So out of there, Command K. Button primary. Okay. It actually looks pretty good. I did forget to change my color. Do I have any darker buttons? Not really. Okay. And then what is my font for this button? Enter. Okay. So we're good there. So let's just see. Text M. Font size is 14, so that's about M. Font weight is heavier, so let's change that to 700. Text transform, it's all uppercase. And then the color is looks like it's secondary. We're gonna need to change. Let's do second light. See how that looks. That's okay. Let's go the opposite way though. It's not gonna change. Look. Let's see what light looks like. Definitely not accessible. So that's part of the problem that I don't know is what are accessibility is right now. And he didn't give me a hover style, so we're just gonna have to wing that. Just double check that he didn't give me a style. I'm pretty sure he did not. Normally he'll break that out. Why can't I find buttons? There it is. Style. You didn't even set the buttons up. Okay, that's fine. Let's just see what dark. That's not that bad. Let's do like an ultra dark, and I bet that'll look pretty decent. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay. So I think that is everything for setting up automatic CSS, and now we are ready to build the website. Yep, all that looks good. Default text color is black. Yeah, and then if we ever need to reference so like one thing that I love about automatic CSS, especially the new version, is if we ever need to reference something, we can just look it up and it'll just tell us. And really, I don't even know why text white and text black is a thing, because we can just do white or black. So yeah, so that is it for this video. Oh, that's why. But yeah, everything is in here, so it's beautiful how good it is. Okay, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one where we start building the header. Thanks.